始まってんのおい、これよく起きんだよね、このアプリ。まあいい、喋ってればいいか。こっちの画面に出てこないんだよね。まあいいや。こんにちは、What's up？ さっきの動画、こんにちは、What's up やった？まあいいや。って感じで、今日はね、また、まあ最近ずっとやってんですけどね、毎日。フリートークの音読ライブっていうのをね、またやっていこうと思います。で、昨日パワーオンイングリッシュ1のが終わったんで、そういう後半部分。なんで今回はパワーオンイングリッシュ2のですね、読んでいきたいと思います。はい。なのでまあ今回もこれも前半の半分を読もうかなと思ってます。で、質問あれば、コメントしてくれるといいんですけど、まだ土日だと質問来るんですけどね、まだね、この時間でも平日でね、僕のライブ見てる人ってそうそういないと思うんで、てか学校行ったりとかね、仕事してると思うんで、皆さんなんで質問が来ないと思いますね。だから僕はまた適当にアクセント、いろんなアクセント読んだりするのかな、わかんないけど。って感じで、まあいつも通り読んでいきたいと思います。Lesson 1: What day is today? There are many different calendars around the world because some people want to use their calendars to preserve their traditional customs. For example, in Malaysia, people can enjoy 4 different New Year's days. The first one is based on the Western calendar. The second one on the lunar calendar, and the third one on the Hindu calendar, and the fourth one on the Islamic calendar. The Western calendar is the global calendar. The first year of their calendar is the year when Christ was born. In some countries that are not Christian, however, their own calendars are more important. The Islamic calendar starts in 622 AD. This is when Muhammad moved from Mecca to Medina. His move to Medina is called Hijrah, so the Islamic calendar is called the Hijrah calendar. Since it is based on lunar movement, a month has 29 or 30 days. There are 12 months in a year and 354 days in a year. A leap year is used for adjustments. Because the Islamic religious holidays are set according to the Hijrah calendar, they fall on different days each year in the Western calendar. This is very complicated, however, local people think it is convenient to use the Hijrah calendar in everyday life. Many people in various Asian countries continue to use lunar calendars along with other calendars. Many Chinese people still use the lunar calendar, and some count their age this way. なんで ages じゃないんだろうね。よくわかんない。When the lunar New Year comes around, they add a year to their age. In Korea, celebrations follow the lunar calendar, but because of the many Christians and Buddhists there, the birthdays of Jesus and Buddha are both national holidays. Japan adopted the Western calendar in 1873, but people in some parts of Japan still celebrate the Bon Festival according to the Chinese lunar calendar. What day is today? It depends on the religion or culture of the person you ask. 質問来るかどうかって人が来ないからね。そもそも。Would you like a cup of tea? Now, lesson 2, would you like a cup of tea? What kind of tea do you think of when you hear the word tea? Japanese green tea, English black tea, or Chinese oolong tea? There are many kinds of tea. It is said that more than 1,000 kinds of tea exist in China. For example, oolong tea alone has many types. However, all these kinds of tea come from the same tea tree. They're just made in different ways. If you want to make green tea, steam or roast the leaves soon after you pick them. Fermentation is not necessary. Oolong tea is made through incomplete fermentation, while black tea, often simply called tea, is made through complete fermentation. When people began to drink tea, one story tells us that a Chinese emperor around 2700 BC was the first person to drink tea. The emperor was taking a rest under a tree. Under a tree. Under a tree, what is it? Boiling some water to drink, and it happened to be a tea tree, and some of the leaves fell into the pot of boiling water. The emperor drank that water and seemed to like it. That is how tea drinking began. The custom of drinking green tea came from China. Tea drinking in Japan started when Japanese Buddhist monks brought tea from China around the 9th century. In the Edo era, tea became popular with a number of people in Japan. Tea is wonderful for keeping your health in good condition, said Esai, one of the most famous Buddhist monks of the Kamakura era. You may wonder whether it is true or not. It seems that studies on the effects of green tea, I agree with Esai. They show that the catechin in green tea has an anti-cancer action and a strong effect on influenza. They also report that catechin can control high blood pressure. In addition, the studies claim that the green tea is good for weight control, anti-aging and healthy teeth. Some doctors say that gargling with green tea is very effective in preventing colds. Now, wouldn't you like a cup of tea? Lesson 3 Okinawa Culture Crossroads in Japan. これ読むと絶対この前の沖縄の高校生を思い出すよね。Okinawa differs in many ways of other parts of Japan. It is made up of more than 160 islands. These islands stretch for 1,300 kilometers between the islands of Kyushu and Taiwan. As all the islands are in a subtropical zone, you can enjoy deep blue sky, emerald green seas, and beautiful coral reefs that can seldom be found elsewhere in Japan. Okinawa is sometimes called the Galapagos of the East because if you are lucky, you can see rare creatures move about, such as Yambarkuina, Irimote, Yamaneko, and dugongs. なんで10なんじゃないんだ。10なんだ。Since it is close to China, the Southeast Asia, Okinawa has had a long trading history with those regions for centuries. The commercial ties have brought great cultural influences to Okinawa as well. Some typical examples can be found in trading, traditional dancing, music, and martial arts. Architecture and design. For example, Shuri Castle is very much like an old Chinese castle. The Okinawa culture has developed under the influence of China, Southeast Asia, and Japan. That is why the culture of Okinawa is called Champuru Bunka, or mixed culture. The most popular home cooking is thus called champuru, because it is a mix of many kinds of food. If Okinawa were not part of Japan, Japanese culture would be less diverse. Okinawa is unique in various ways. So many people like to visit or even move there. However, Okinawa should not be looked at only as an interesting place or a delightful resort. It has a sad history. Up until the 7th century, Okinawa had been enjoying a peaceful existence as an independent kingdom. From the Edo era to the end of World War II, Okinawa was a part of Japan. Some 200,000 lives were lost on these islands during the war. Furthermore, most of Okinawa's cultural heritage was destroyed. After the war, it became a sort of semi-colonial island of the United States. It was only in 1972 that Okinawa came back to Japan. Some aspects of Japanese culture originally came from China, Southeast Asia, and even farther down south up through Okinawa. Japan is no doubt a multicultural nation. One way to realize this is to visit Okinawa. You can experience the subtropical climate. Enjoy the food and drinks and observe the Okinawan lifestyle. You will certainly find yourself at a culture crossroads. You will see many cultures mixed there. 僕最近ね、その L の発音全くだからもう意識してないですね。そのウィルとかの L、ダーク L ってやつ。なんか前にその Facebook でその英語のとの Facebook のグループあるんですけど、でそのダーク L の L も下をつけるのかっていう質問をしたんですけど、なんかあんまりなんか悪く言うとあれかもうだからあんまりなんか決定的ななんか答えが出てこなかったんで、僕はもういいやと思って。でもね、アメリカ英語はつけるみたいですね、どっちかっていうと。でイギリスとかオーストラリア英語だと別になんかそんなにつけない状況が別にあってもいいっていうか、つけないこともありますよみたいな話を聞いたんで、じゃあいっかと思って。まあ間違ってんのかもしれないけど、まあその辺も適当っちゃ適当ですね。Lesson 4: Dream to reproduce a real starry sky. Have you ever used binoculars to look at the stars in a planetarium? In November 2004, one planetarium projector was recognized in Guinness World Records as the world's most advanced planetarium projector. The stars are so tiny and precise that by using binoculars you can enjoy the beautiful sight. The projector was created by a young Japanese man, Ohiro Takayuki. Ohiro became interested in stars when he was in the 4th grade. One day he brought some luminous made small pieces of paper, and put them up like stars on the wall of his room. Turning off the lights, he was greatly moved. The bits of paper were shining like stars. He had created a starry sky in his very own room. Since then he has been building planetarium projectors. いやー、やっぱり来ないっすね、質問ね。たまにね、なんか基本的に一人ずっといるんですよ、僕のライブって。で、たまにね、なんか寄ってくる人いるけどね、10秒ぐらいでどっか行くんで、基本的に。まあいいよね。別に僕はね、なんか視聴者に別に媚び売るためにやってんじゃないんだよね。で、人気になりたいんだったらね、流行ってるやつやればいいじゃないですか。別にそういうことやりたくて YouTube やってんじゃないんで、僕は。マイペースですね、これもね。あんまりだからどうでもいい。Now, Ohiro was in high school. He went to Australia. He saw wonderful, beautiful stars there. The Milky Way looked like a real river. It was filled with many tiny stars that could not be seen clearly. Impressed by the great number of stars in the Milky Way, he decided to show the tiny stars by recreating a beautiful sky with a planetarium projector. Ohiro entered college in 1988. He spent all his college years completing his planetarium projector to reproduce the many tiny stars. He created an original machine to make small holes, which were about 1/5 of a hair's diameter. In 1991, he finally completed his projector. What if planetarium could reproduce 1 million stars? In 1998, at the International Planetarium Society conference in London, Ohiro began his speech with these words. Until then, almost all projectors could only show about 10,000 stars. At the conference, Ohiro introduced his unique planetarium projector, which reproduced 1 million stars. The name of it was Megastar. Ohiro was only 39 years old at the time. It was his first presentation in English. He spoke slowly but clearly. Everyone was surprised to see the great number of stars shown by Megastar to know that Ohiro had made it all by himself. After his presentation, the audience applauded wildly. このね教科書やってた時に Lie to me 多分めっちゃ好きで、なんか Lie to me って書いてもありますね、教科書落書きだからそのうち紹介したいけどね、僕のチャンネルでも面白い、考えとれますね。Well, Heroes is now pursuing further possibilities with Megastar. He's thinking of working with people in fields of art, music and digital images. At Expo 2005 Aichi, a message from Tezuka-san was shown against the starry sky created with Megastar 2, which can show 5 million stars. Megastar's sky of stars is exactly like what I saw in space, said Mori Mamoru, who has traveled in space twice. Oh hero always had a dream to reproduce a realistic sky with planetary projector, which seemed an impossible dream for one person alone. His success sends us an important message. If you believe in something, you can achieve it. 結局さ、これやってますけど、僕のこういうチャンネル見てから音読した人っているんですかね。一回でもいんのかなって思う、実際。Reading 1 going home. They were going to Florida. There were 6 of them, 3 boys and 3 girls, and they got on the bus with sandwiches and wine. They was dreaming of golden beaches as the grey and cold spring of New York vanished behind them. Vingo was on the bus from the beginning. They began to notice that Vingo never moved. He sat in front of the young people, his dusty face hiding his age, dressed in a plain brown suit that did not fit him. He sat in complete silence. Deep into the night, the bus pulled into a restaurant and everybody got off the bus except Vingo. The young people began to wonder about him, trying to imagine his life. Perhaps he was a sea captain. Maybe he had run away from his wife. He could be an old soldier going home. When they went back to the bus, one of the girls sat beside him and introduced herself. We are going to Florida, the girl said brightly. Are you going that far? I don't know, Vingo said. I've never been there, she said. I hear it's beautiful. It is, he said quietly. You live there? I was there in the Navy in Jacksonville. Want some wine, she said. He smiled and took a drink from the bottle. He thanked her and fell again to his silence. After a while, she went back to the others as Vingo fell asleep. In the morning, they woke outside another restaurant. This time, Vingo went in. The girl asked him to join them. He seemed very shy and ordered black coffee and smoked nervously. As the young people talked, when they went back on the bus, the girl sat with Vingo again after a while. Slowly and painfully, he began to tell his story. He had been in jail in New York for the last 4 years, and now he was going home. Are you married? I don't know. You don't know, she said. Well, when I was in jail, I wrote to my wife. I said, Martha, I understand if you can't stay married to me. I said I was going to be away a long time, and that if she couldn't stand it, if the kids kept asking questions, if it hurt her too much, well, she could just forget me. Get a new guy, she's a wonderful woman, and forget about me. I told her she didn't have to write me or anything, and she didn't. Not for 3.5 years. And you're going home now, although you haven't heard anything. Yeah, he said shyly. Well, last week, when I was sure I'd leave jail, I wrote her. I told her that if she had a new guy, I understood. But if she didn't, if she'd take me back, she should let me know. We used to live in Brunswick, and there's a great oak tree. There's a great big oak tree, just as you come into town. I told her if she'd take me back, she should put a yellow handkerchief on the tree, and I'd get off and come home. If she didn't want me, forget it. No handkerchief and I'd keep going. Wow, the girl said. Wow. She told the others, and soon all of them got excited, waiting for Brunswick and looking at the pictures Vingo showed them of his wife and 3 children. Now they were 20 miles from Brunswick, and the young people took over the window seats on the right side, waiting for the great oak tree. Vingo stopped looking now. He seemed to be getting ready for a great disappointment. Then it was 10 miles, and then 5, and the bus became very quiet. これ結局何の罪で捕まったんだろうね、このおっさんね。それ知りたいね。Then suddenly, all of the young people were up out of their seats, screaming, shouting, and crying, doing small dances, shaking fists in triumph and delight. Vingo sat there amazed, looking at the oak tree. It was covered with yellow handkerchiefs. 20 of them, 30 of them, maybe hundreds. The tree stood like a flag of welcome, blowing in the wind as the young people shouted. Vingo slowly rose from his seat, holding himself tightly, and made his way to the front of the bus to go home. Lesson 5: No free lunch. Can you imagine the world without the internet? Now you can send a message to a friend in your area or in a foreign country, and you know that he or she can read it seconds from now. You can look at overseas stores' website and place an order on the spot. You can even visit the British Library. この話もね、してる人多いよね。ライブラリーが The Library が Library になるとか、Probably が Probably とか、February が February とか。まあ、オーストラリアとかニュージーランドでしょうね。Where you can do research for your homework using their online collection of about 150 million items. The internet is very convenient and also entertaining. You can enter a chat room and exchange ideas with people all over the world, or play an online game against a faraway opponent. The internet began in the late 1960s. At that time, only 4 computers at 44 American universities were connected through telephone lines. Email was invented in 1971. The explosion came in the early 1990s when the World Wide Web was developed, making the internet much easier for ordinary people to use. It is estimated that in 1996 there were 20 million internet users worldwide. By 2003, the number of computers connected to the internet stood at about 500 million. In Japan, there were about 62 million internet users in 2003. When 500 million people use something, at least a few of them use it for bad purposes. Some people try to sell goods illegally or to sell fake products over the internet. Evil-minded people enter chat rooms to make contact with young people. Others spread computer viruses. The power of the internet lies in the fact that people can access the internet from almost anywhere, and that it is very fast, but they are also the qualities that help make it dangerous. For example, if someone starts a rumor on the web, it can spread all over the world, and it's in seconds, even if it is false. これ6までがいいかな。多分。More and more people will be shopping from home or playing virtual games over the internet in the near future. In addition to these online activities, it is also important to have direct experiences. For example, going out to a store and talking with the clerk, going out to the nearest park and playing real sports games. The internet has many benefits, however, you should be aware of the dangers as well. In English, it is often said that there is no such thing as a free lunch. In other words, everything has problems, even if you cannot see them. The internet is no exception. これは最後ですね、レッスン6がね、今日は。やっぱさ、長いよね、パワーオン2。他の教科書より。ほんで、だ半分読もうとしても25分経ってもね、昨日なんか13分ぐらいで終わったのに。Lesson 6 Water and Living Things. If you weigh 60 kilograms, the amount of water in your body is 42 kilograms. Water is the most important substance in the human body. Water makes up about 70% of your body weight. The human body is like a water bag. If you lose even 1 or 2% of your body's water, you feel very thirsty. If you lose 5% of the water, your skin shrinks, you find it hard to move your muscles, and you cannot think clearly. You die if you lose more than 10% of your body's water. Without water, you can survive only for a few days. To stay healthy, you need to take in at least 2 liters of water every day. You absorb about half this amount by drinking water and other liquids. Milk is 87% water. Eating food lets you absorb additional water. Potatoes are 80% water. Raw sirloin steak is 56% water. And bread is 38% water. Solid foods give you about a third of the water your body needs. In addition, your body itself produces the rest of the water necessary for it. Then it has to get rid of wastewater. It removes the wastewater as urine. Some water also passes out of your body as water vapor and as sweat. Different animals have different water requirements. A camel, for example, can go to an entire winter without drinking any water. When a camel needs water, its body begins to burn the fat in its hump. And if it cannot get any water from its surroundings, this produces water to keep the camel alive until it can drink. Another animal that needs little water is a kangaroo rat. It is a small desert animal that hops like a kangaroo on its long, powerful back legs. It seldom drinks water. It eats dry seasoned other foods with little water. It loses hardly any water through sweating. Where you look at the world map, you can see a huge amount of water on it. It covers almost 70% of the Earth's surface. It looks as if we had enough drinking water. However, almost all this Earth's water is not fresh water but seawater. Fresh water is limited, but many people waste and pollute it. You now know that your body mainly consists of water and that without water you cannot survive. But we humans have continued to use water carelessly as if there were an endless supply. It is about time to stop and consider how we can save our precious fresh water, the source of life. ってことで終わったんで、まあ終わりですね、今日は。結構長えな、やっぱり。半分でこれなんでね、これ多分一冊読んだら1時間ぐらいかかっちゃうんじゃないですかね。でも適当タイム、このね、読んでる間に関係ない話してるんで、それも影響あると思いますけど。って感じで、明日ちょっとやるか分かんないんですよね。ちょっと明後日予定があるんで、その準備が必要かなと思うんで、分かんない。やるかもしんないけど、やらない可能性もあります。やらないとしたら、まあ LINE アットで今日やりませんみたいな送るし、やるとしても、まあ今日何時からやりますって送るんで、まあ LINE アット見てくれればいいんですけど、でも分かんないって、五分五分ですね、今の状態で明日やるかやらないか。まあそういう感じですって感じで、今日は音読終わったんで、これで終わりにしたいと思います。それではさよなら。